I wanted to go live and have a little bit more discussion about the great Black mothers. So, we started our Architects of Existence course. I'm trying to clean this off, guys, and it looks like it is epically failing. Let me try again. We started our Architects of Existence course last night, and it was magnificent. So we started with Neolithic and Paleolithic goddesses. And the reason that we did that is because those were the times when human life began. Those were the times when humans migrated out of Africa, where of course we know life began, into other places and began to build communities in other places. So these are the Paleolithic and Neolithic times. So that's what we started with last night. Next week, we are going to be discussing Black mother goddesses in what is commonly called the Holy Lands. That's not the tradition that I practice, so it's not my holy land, so that's why I give my little air quotes. But next week, we will be dealing with the great Black mother goddess in the Holy Land. This particular class is one that I am super excited about. Hey, y'all, thank you. Because this information is so obscured. This information is some of the information that the establishment fights so hard to keep from us. This is some of the information that as Black women I feel is essential for us to have in order to live a fulfilled life, in order to know exactly who and what we are, and from that base of being fulfilled and knowing who and what you are, using your magic to fulfill your destiny. What I have come to find in almost 30 years of being a priestess of Oshun and counseling women and healing women and helping women out of abusive situations, helping women to better themselves and better their lives, helping women to fulfill their destiny. What I have come to realize in this capacity that I've worked in for the majority of my adult life is that the main obstacle, the main blockage that Black women have to being exactly who they want to be and doing exactly what they want to do is their self image, what they think of themselves, how they feel about themselves, and what they believe they are allowed to do. As you've heard me say 1,000 times, and you're going to hear me say it 1,000 times more, we are groomed and socialized and manipulated and gaslit in this society into being machines. We are groomed into being mules. We are groomed into giving our emotional, our spiritual, and our physical labor to other people. We are made to believe that there will be some heavenly reward or some spiritual reward for giving ourselves away for free. We are made to feel guilty for any time that we spend with ourselves, any goal of our own that we prioritize, anything that is just for ourselves, doing anything that just makes you happy, doing anything that just makes you feel safe. We are made to feel guilty about those things. In this day and time, Black women are being made to feel guilty for doing things like buying a home, for doing things like moving to another city or another country, for doing things like getting another certification or getting another degree. They are making Black women feel guilty about doing things that we know is going to better our lives. They're making us feel guilty. Do you know why? Because anything that you don't do in the service of someone else means that you are not acting in your role as mule. You are not acting in your role as machine. And so this society can take it upon itself to make you feel guilty. And you see it happening. I know I'm not the only person who sees guilt trips being placed on Black women for buying a house, right? Nobody's going to want you. You become less valuable to the Black community because you bought a house, because you made sure that you had uh, what we call it, stable, like secure, because you gave yourself security. The black community sees you as less valuable. Nobody is going to want you, is what they say, because you took the time to make yourself secure. You go out and you get more degrees so that you can have a higher income, so that you can have a better quality of life. And again, you are told nobody is going to want you if you get all those degrees. So, because you wanted to make sure that you could eat and eat well, and your children and whoever else relies upon you, you wanted to make sure that you and all of these people that you're responsible for could eat and eat well. Somehow you're no longer useful to your community. I want you to pay attention to the thought that is happening behind those statements. Don't pay so much attention to the statement, but pay attention to the thought that is happening behind those statements. And that, once you think about what people had to be thinking in order to say that, what people had to be thinking in order to feel that way, that's what I'm talking about when I say we are groomed and we are molded and we are raised to look at ourselves on a lower level. That's why learning about the great Black Mother Goddess is essential for us, because it helps us to understand and fully, for the first time, be able to see our actual place in the universe. Our actual place in the universe. Who are we? What are we here for? It gives you a scientific understanding of that, because y'all know I'm not going to teach it if it's not practical. I'm going to give you the magical angle, but I do not believe in magic that isn't practical. If it is not practical, if it does not improve my everyday life, it's just sleight of hand. Sleight of hand is somebody pulling a nickel from behind my ear. Sleight of hand is pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Sleight of hand is cutting someone in half on a stage. That is why whenever I spell magic, I spell it with a K and not just a C. Magic that's just spelled with a C, that's sleight of hand, that's parlor tricks. And if it is not practical, if it does not improve my everyday life, it's parlor tricks. I don't want to hear about it unless I can actually see improvement in my life day to day. So, whatever I teach you, the basis of it is to improve your life day to day. I do not believe, and I know that life is not just a physical thing that's happening. I know, having lived almost 55 years in October, I know that life is the result of spiritual activity. Everyone's life is the result of spiritual activity. The spiritual facet of life and the physical facet of life are interwoven, interconnected, and interdependent. So I'm always going to teach you the spiritual side. But the spiritual side that I teach you will forever and ever be practical. It will never just be magical, because that is useless if it does not improve your life. So when I was teaching the Great Mother Goddess course last night, we dealt with Paleolithic and Neolithic goddesses, the first goddesses on the scene at the dawn of the creation of humankind. And we dealt with our importance in that particular structure and the type of magical power that gives us. Next week, as I said before, we're going to talk about the great Black Mother Goddess in the Holy Land. And as Christianity began to be established as a world religion, what position did the great Black Mother Goddess play in that establishment of Christianity as a world position? And who was she in the Holy Lands? What was her name? What did she look like? What were her properties and how was she worshipped? It's essential for you to know this so that you will know who and what you are. So that you will understand that you were not put here on earth to be anyone's plaything. You are not supposed to be submitting to the will of someone else as though you are a child or as though you are something less than someone else. You were put here on this earth with a magnificent, powerful, big, fat destiny. And I'm telling the truth because you feel it too. You feel that you have a huge destiny. You know what it is, right? You put here on earth to fulfill that destiny. If you don't know how big and how intense your power is, you are going to always be fearful of moving forward towards that big, powerful destiny. If you don't believe that you don't have what it takes to fulfill that destiny, you're going to always be fearful of moving forward and fearful to the point that you will be paralyzed in your movements. So that is the point of learning about the great Black mothers. I put a link to the classes in the description box. If you have not joined the class, please join the class. The class is essential. The class is something that we all need. Even myself, who's been studying this for years upon years, I still need a refresher course on the information. I still need to see the images again. I still need to hear the names again and put the pieces together again just to keep my own mind right about what my place is in the universe. So please take the class. Now, in addition to that, the other thing I want to come on here and say is if you are a member on my website, I sent you a coupon early this morning to receive 50% off of the pre-order for my Sex Grimoire book. Now, this book is a sexual alchemy workbook written specifically for Black women. And it is teaching you how to use your body to create magic and how to use your body to create that magic that you need to fulfill your destiny. That's the reason for writing the book. So the pre-order for the book will be over at the end of the month. But if you're a member of the site, I greatly appreciate your support. So I sent you a coupon this morning that you can use to get an even lower price on the book, right? Please go and get the pre-order of the book. When you get the pre-order of the Raw Honey V book, the Sex Grimoire, you will get a little snippet of the book. You'll get a little snippet of what it's going to be like. I'm using a new format, as you've heard me announce before, because last year, the format that I used for my other grimoire, then people kept on raking me over the coals. And I refused to go through that again. So I've created my own format. It's called a V book. So there are little presentations, visual presentations with words, and then a little video at the end, right? And then you will also get, in addition to that, a printable workbook that you'll be able to use to work through each of the spells in the book. Just like our format from last year, there will be 12 spells. Just like last year, we will begin on March 21st, which is the Witch's New Year. That's our new year. Okay? All right. So I look forward to seeing everyone in next week's class. The great Black mothers, the architects of existence, the great Black mother goddesses in the Holy Lands. That's the name of next week's class. And I look forward to being able to send your pre-ordered Raw Honey Sex Grimoire out to you at the end of the month. I am so excited about this book. I am having such a good time creating it. I am having such a good time formatting it and pulling the different aspects of it together. It is a multimedia project. So y'all know I love to write, y'all know I love to teach, but I also love a little multimedia project too. A little video, a little song, little, little this, little that, So I'm excited about it. I cannot wait for you guys to see it, and I can't wait to go through it together as a group. But all right, let me go. I am here waiting to pick up my teenagers. I will see you guys the next time I go live. And I will see you next week once you get your tickets to the Architects of Existence. You guys enjoy the rest of your Friday and enjoy the rest of your weekend.